What up? What up? Richie D, where you at? Okay, I'm here. For whatever reason, I cannot see Rich Dollaz. Test 1, 2. Let me know that I'm live. Okay, says I'm live, but I can't see. Okay, let me just go and see where's everybody at. Okay, for a minute I got scared, Rich. I'm like, we still learning this platform.
Oh, nah, I had to download. You know, when we do the video, I have to download it and leave it on my page. So if people just happen to pop up, they'll see the video and be like, "Oh shit, they on YouTube." So I have to save it and download and all that dumb shit.
Okay, done deal. I mean, as long as you hear that all, because I literally was scared to death. Like, oh man. Okay, so before we start the show, everybody, this is our second week on YouTube Live. So any mistakes, we're just learning this platform. Any mistakes, just take it with love. Bear with us. In the coming weeks, we're gonna get better. We're gonna get stronger, but it's gonna be the same old boys club that y'all know and love. Richie D, you ready to rock?
Let's do it.
Okay, yo, Rich. It's no other place for us. As a matter of fact, you know something? Do we want to give it a few minutes just to make sure people are still in here? Because right now we got people coming in the building, but I don't know that everybody just migrated over. So let's give them another minute or so.
All right, let's do that.
Yeah, we give them another minute. Everybody, do me a favor. Please spread the word. Please share the link. Please, if you know anybody who loves what we do over here, let them know. Rich Dollaz, Shawn, Prez, we are live right now. The Boys Club, the realest, most in-depth, hard-hitting relationship talk coming from the mind of a man. So this is our new platform. It's our second week streaming live on YouTube. So again, you know, please tell a friend to tell a friend. But for everybody who's in the live right now, I thank you and I appreciate y'all for coming on over here and supporting us. Rich, where the hell you at? Okay, we get it started. Here we go. I mean, Rich, it really is no other place for us to start except for Will and Jada. You know, we started there last week, and it truth be told, it's no other place for us to start than there, because last week me and you talked about the revelation that she gave. Her and Will has been broke up for 7 years, since 2016, which I think is some BS. We can go into that later. But in the last week, I mean, let me just pull up my notes. Tupac was her soulmate. Tupac proposed to her. She was selling crack. Chris Rock found out or heard through the grapevine that her and Will was on the outs. He called her up and tried to take her out on a date. Nobody was more surprised than her when Will slapped her at the Oscars, when Will slapped him at the Oscars and actually referred to her as my wife. What is your take? I almost don't even know how to refer to this no more, because it's a circus. What's your take on this?
Yo, listen, bro. People will do anything. You learn who people are as time goes on. What Jada's doing right now, listen. Is it about a book, bro? Is that what this is all about? Is it about New York Times? That's what I mean. I even tweeted, I think, or went on X and was like, yo, listen. Jada is literally throwing this man under the bus, emasculating this man, disrespecting this man for a few bucks that they probably don't even need. A New York Times bestseller, And I just don't understand the rationale behind it. Like, even to when is enough enough? Like, you've done enough over time that you, like, on your promo run, you still coming with new shit. Like, every time you sit down with a new person, you're gonna give somebody new something else new. Like, now you a crack dealer. Now you Pac. Like, come on, man. Like, now Pac asked you to marry him and you said no. Now Pac was your soulmate. Then I seen someplace else where she was talking about, well, I never said that. Oh, Fat Joe. She sat down with Fat Joe and was like, I never said those things. People are putting words in my mouth. I'm like, what? Like, the whole world, like, you have to read the book. And it's just resonating with me. Like, it's just like, you are really doing this to sell books. It's 100% obvious to me now that your ultimate goal is for a New York Times bestseller and anybody can catch it. Because now even the kids are coming out like, yo, I really wish my moms would stop. Like, they was on the blogs today, like, the kids was like, yo, I wish my moms would stop. Like, I wish my mom, we feel bad for our dad because I wish my mom would stop. And this woman just won't fucking quit. Like, how much is enough? When is enough enough? You aren't going to sell any more books. I think a book came out on Tuesday. There's this past Tuesday or next Tuesday, one of these two.
This past Tuesday.
This past Tuesday. You've done enough on this promo run that the world was going to pick up that book, whether it was a hard copy or the audio book, whatever the case may be. At this point, you're just piling on. It's like there's no need. You already up 65-0. They not cut, like, you won. The game is over. Like, you can put the subs in now and just relax and just chill and just ride it out. But she's continuing to do this, and it lets me think that either one or two things is going on. Either she's just that gung-ho about success, or she's just craving the attention, or this is some shit that she's been wanting to do for a long time. And now this is her opportunity. And she's just doing this dude so dirty under the guise of selling a book, under the guise of this is my story, under the guise of, you know, I'm just telling people my life. And if y'all don't want to see my life, I'm going to be honest about it. I'm unapologetically honest. I've always been unapologetically honest. If you ever know any, Jada, you and Will living, y'all been living a whole, let you tell it. You've been living a whole lie. So it's the total contradiction to sit in these interviews and be like, I'm unapologetically honest. This is what I do. If you don't like my honesty, then you don't like me. I've been the same person, but yet in a different breath, you telling us that you've been living a lie. This dude ain't you clearly didn't say nothing about the whole Chris Rock thing and all this other stuff about you didn't. You was as surprised when Will smacked dude as the rest of the world was, or the new y'all ain't been together. Like, you've been living a lie. But under the guise of selling a book, you're gonna sit here and act like this is like, yo, I just don't understand it. And I know I went on a rant last week, but there's really nothing else I can say different. Like, it's just sad.
Rich, can I interject right there?
Sure.
I think that is such a dope point you just brought up. Like, real talk. Her whole thing has been, I'm sharing my truth. This is who I am. I've been in therapy. It's all about the truth. Yet everything that you put out there, you've been living a lie. I think that is such a freaking dope thing that you picked up on. But go ahead. I just didn't want that to go past, because even as you're saying it, I'm like, oh, like, that is so real and so poignant to everything that she's been doing. But go ahead. My bad.
Nah, I mean, yo, Shawn, I don't even, we did this last week, and I'm not going to go on a diatribe. I'm not going to wild out on this girl. I've already done it. I just did it, right? So I'm not going to continue the same things that I said last week. A lot of people hit me and was like, yo, Jada's telling her truth. Jada's like, Jada Pinkett Smith is Corinne Steffens 2023.
Whew.
Bottom line, Jada Pinkett Smith is Superhead 2023. Now, she can sit there and she could talk about her truth and she could talk about how she's unapologetic. Corinne did the same thing when she did her tell-all. It was for attention. It was for at that time to sell that damn book, and it was for the money. And if that's what Jada's doing, then more power to you. If you're gonna throw this man under the bus of this man of however many years y'all been together, 50,000 years that y'all been pretending to be together, if it's all worth it for this one book, then fine. But my thing is this: if you're gonna do it, do it. Don't leave shit for the sequel. Because if we all know, as God is my witness, we know that there's more to this story. And the reason I compared her to Corinne Steffens was because when everybody got mad, and this is what I feel like Will is at right now. When everybody said, yo, I want to knock Corinne's head off. Oh my God, I want to fucking bury this bitch. They couldn't. Because you know why, Shawn? As much as she said, she knew a little bit more. As much as she said, as much as she put these dudes and these people on blast, all these entertainers, as much as she said, they could all look at those stories and say, she knows a little bit more. So do I really want to play with fire? And honest to God, as I sit here before you right now, I think that's what Will is at. As much as Jada has said, as much as she has embarrassed me, as much as she has emasculated me, as much as she has torn this fucking family down to the bare knuckles, as much as she has done everything in her power to just destroy my whole being, she knows a little bit more. And I don't want to play with that fire. That's the only thing I can think. Because now Will is out there and he's acting like he's going to speak on something and he's jumping off a fucking cliff and doing YouTube shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he still isn't going to address it because if your homeboy knows, if you and your homeboy been moving around for years and your homeboy says some slick shit to your girl, like, yo, that nigga ain't shit. And your girl's like, word? And then the girl comes back to you and was like, yo, Rich, Shawn told me A, B, C, and D about you. And I'll be like, that pussy nigga. But then I'm listening to what she's saying. And in my mind, I'm like, he's a hater. He's a hater motherfucker. But that nigga knows a few more things that I did. And that few more things that I did will probably take me over the top. That don't make a motherfucker walk away. He just right now got you tight. You just mad. But the nigga knows shit that will destroy this relationship. So I don't even know if I can go back and beef with him. I don't even know if I can go back and call him the names and try to fight this nigga and do all the stuff that I really want to do. Because then, what's his motivation to not just go ahead and bury me? That's to me. And I could be dead wrong. But I just can't think of nothing else, bro. I can't think of nothing else.
All right. I don't want to take too long on this because we got a lot more that I want to cover this week. But I think that for anybody who was watching this, anybody who's married, anybody who wants to be married, I think that relationship is a prime example of how not to do it. They are the living embodiment of how not to do it. And for so many years, they exuded this facade, this image of the exact opposite. Their goals. They're the way to do it. And we are seeing And I think what hurts me the most, Rich, and again, like I said, I won't stay on this because I really want to get to other stuff. What hurts me the most, I, Will has, I, Will I'm sure has committed infidelity. He has stepped outside of their relationship.
Absolutely.
Whether it was sanctioned by her, because for many years we heard that they were in an open relationship. We heard that they were swingers. We heard all kinds of stuff. So I don't know if he did it behind her back or if she was a willing participant, because I heard she was bringing people in to their situation as well. But the reason I say they are a prime example of how not to do this marriage thing, this long-term relationship thing. This she is my rock. He is my rock thing. I feel so sorry and I feel so sad that she can't even see how she is systematically and religiously humiliating, emasculating, and destroying this man, his self-esteem. She's destroying it. But for her, this is so normal. And this is just what she does. She's lost track that there is another human being on the side of your words. There are children that are watching mommy and they're taking cues on how to behave in their relationships. She is signaling to the world and impressionable young women and impressionable young men. We're the Smiths. We're multimillionaires. We're TV stars. We're movie stars. This is normal behavior. And I think that in a world where there is a lack of respect in relationships, there is a lack of respect for the covenant of marriage to begin with. You have somebody like her who is 52 years old, who is out there front and center, browbeating the hell out of her husband and doesn't even realize it. This nigga's so beat up and so punch drunk, he has no clue that I am being literally hit with lefts and rights and this and that, because he's been dealing with this type of abuse for so long. It has become his norm. It ain't nothing normal about that. And you can say this is my truth. You can say this is part of my healing. You can say I've been to therapy and I'm just no. You can do it in private. You don't have to put this out there on a public forum. Why does a book to the world have to be your therapy when it tears down your entire family? It's not just about him, it's about her entire family. But be it as it may, I want to pull up our first clip because again, I want to go somewhere tonight, and I don't know that our audience is going to be all that happy with where we go tonight. So let me pull this first clip up, and I want to get your thoughts on it. Rich, you and I, we really do have to start doing some impromptu pop-ups, because by the time we get to talk about stuff, a few days has passed, and I would just love to talk about these things in the moment. But let me just see if I can get this thing queued up and on the screen. So bear with me for 1 second. And again, everybody, just bear with us. We just learning this platform here.
Let me see what our comments look like in here.
Hold on, Rich. It's on the screen.
Okay.
Okay, we need some sound here.
Okay. He got me at the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. I ain't getting out this car. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Yes.
Would you want me to open the door for you?
Look.
Are you? You're recording me?
Yeah. Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
What's the problem with that?
This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
You want to talk about it? I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Come on, get up on in the car. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Oh, okay.
Okay. So
yes, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So you expect a man to go all out on the first date? Is that right?
I mean, you're supposed to. Look at. I mean, when you take out a beautiful woman and you're courting her, because I get courted, so you're courting her, right? You're supposed to take care of her. You're supposed to cover her. You're supposed to protect her, cherish her, treat her well, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I agree. I went into this date as I expect, with the expectations for myself to keep you safe, you know, to respect you, to pay for your food, of course, pick you up, of course, and just treat you like a gentleman, which I believe I have done.
I mean, you've been pretty nice, but I mean,
and then
Cheesecake Factory.
Let me just get the door for you.
Okay.
Okay. Rich, what's your thoughts?
I have my man, this clip may have been one of the worst. Because see, this is, I don't know, Shawn, this shit is getting to be so crazy and she was so focused on the camera that I don't even know if this is real or not.
That was real. That was real.
I can't. She was so focused on the camera.
Yes, she was focused on the camera because she thought she was doing something. But that man was totally caught off guard. That was real. So let's start there. Right. It might not have been. It might have been planned for her, but that was real for that gentleman.
Okay. So if that's what we're taking that approach, which we should, the video is out. We're going to take it at face value. Number one, why was she trying to embarrass that man? My first thoughts on this, I'm gonna unpack a bunch, but my first thing is, why does everything need to be for social media? Why are you on your IG live or your story or whatever you're doing trying to embarrass this man? First of all, you were late. Second of all, he was there to pick you up like he said he would be at whatever time, 5 o'clock, let's call it. You were late. You have reservations to another restaurant, and because you were late, he had to cancel the reservations because you got home late from work. You're in the car talking about a chain restaurant, Cheesecake Factory. This man picked you up, put you in a car, took you to go get something to eat, to hang out and have a conversation. I just don't understand this entitlement, bro. It bothers me. It fucking triggers me. It triggers me to no end because this whole entitlement thing that people have going on these days, I don't understand where it comes from. Where I'm from, you work towards shit. You get to know somebody. A motherfucker ain't supposed to take you to Noble and spend $100,000 on your fucking sushi for you to never call him back. You hanging out. You're getting to know somebody. And then she hit the nigga with somebody like me, you big back bitch. Fuck are you talking about? Somebody who looked like me? You 6 on the scale. You 5 on the scale of 1 to 10 ass bitch. You don't eat chain restaurant. Somebody who looked like me. While you're trying to embarrass me with your camera on. Talking to your fucking friends or your 50 followers. And you're trying to make a mockery of my good gesture. How am I supposed to be in all good conscience and you wonder why it triggers me? Because that doesn't happen to me. But how am I in all good conscience and not supposed to feel a way? How am I not supposed to feel a way about the way this society is doing things today? How am I not supposed to be a man who's out in the dating community, not supposed to feel a way about the things that I look at every fucking day? And I'm supposed to be okay? I'm supposed to come home and jump on the boys club every Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern and be like, yo, Shawn, it's amazing out here. I love it. And every week, this is the shit we talk about. Whether you married for 30 years and this woman's been preparing for war ever since they met each other, or you're trying to embarrass me and we haven't known each other for fucking 2 days. This shit is crazy. This shit is crazy, bro. There were so many things that that woman did wrong in that video. Like, it's like the disrespect. It's like well, who do you think you are? Why would you do something like that to somebody? What makes you feel like you too good? You are to be catered to? You are to, nobody takes you? Bitch, who are you lying to, you fucking big back whale? Who are you lying to? I get catered to. I get taken care of. This man picked you up, brought you to a restaurant. He was actually at your door to open your door for you as he realized that you were taping him, not wanting to get out the car because you feel like you're too good to eat at Cheesecake Factory. When you really, in reality, like, let's call a spade, you White Castle hoe. Like, that's where you should have been driving. You should have been driving through at White Castle because you ain't Halle Berry. You ain't even her. And that's what really drives me crazy is that the level of respect for people, the level of self-awareness, the level of entitlement has gotten so crazy that people are so delusional, they don't even know who they are anymore. So now here you are making the most disrespectful gestures, the most disrespectful requests, the most disrespectful whatever in that car. You can't disrespect that man any more than what you're doing. But yet, the world is looking at this video wondering, why would you even think that? And these women destroyed Kevin Samuels while that man was alive. He couldn't catch a break while he was alive. Because he would call a spade a spade. That woman who said that exact thing to that man who had enough respect to not go in on her, because Rich Dollaz would have went in on her. He would have went the fuck in. There would have been a whole different conversation, and that shit would have went viral for a whole bunch of different reasons. And I ain't talking about no physical shit before y'all even get there. But we would have had it out in that car. There would have been a real conversation. And I would have had to understand why you felt like you were too good for Cheesecake Factory. And why you are too good, and why you are telling me about the last people who court you, and you are not to be this, and you are not to be that, and this is our first date that you were late to, that I went to pick you up and bring you to a nice restaurant after having had to cancel the first reservation because you were late coming home from work. This shit is insane, bro.
Brett, you there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You done?
Yeah.
All right. Here's my thoughts. First and foremost, I agree with everything you said. I do. And again, tonight's gonna be one of them nights. You know, a lot of people gonna be mad at us because we gonna touch some places that need to be touched. I saw that clip and I was infuriated. As a man, I was infuriated. I hate with every fiber of my being. I hate that elitist attitude. I hate that entitled attitude. And Rich, you know me very well. No matter what I've done, I'm humble. And for that woman to lack the humility and the empathy and try to embarrass a man who was doing nothing more than trying to give her a good night out. But because it didn't live up to her standards, it warranted her not just embarrassing him in private behind closed doors. She made it a point to get on social media, to go live and try to humiliate a man who thought he was doing everything right in this dating world. And when you get niggas that say F these chicks, when you get niggas who are running through these women without a care in the world, when you get men who are treating you like nothing else but a smash, and you start asking where are all the good men at, watch these types of videos. Where are all the good men at? That man was so good, he actually got out the car, went around to her side, and was opening the door. Chivalry. It ain't dead. That was a prime example. And here's the thing that drives me crazy, and it infuriates me, Rich. On this show, how many times have women come on and said, why do men lead with their wallet? Why does every man think he needs to lead with his wallet? On this show, when you yourself are talking about women who are out for the bag, women who what's important to them is to get a drink before they even know your name, all of that stuff. Every woman who follow us week over, that ain't me. That ain't me. That's not a representation of the women. Those are different. Okay, last week we had a woman go on her social media, tell the world, this nigga, he trying to take me to coffee, cup of coffee on our first date. He got me effed up. The week before that, we literally had a woman go online and give a tutorial. She is a C-suite exec. A man say, yo, I want to pick you up. I want to take you to dinner. How about going here? She sends him back, oh, it's restaurant week. Pick from this list. And literally treated him like a salesperson and was upcharging him, upselling him every step of the way until she got an incredible night out because she felt she was worth it. This nigga's gonna spend $500 or better on me. He ain't sending no Uber. We not going to a regular restaurant. And here's the killer, Rich. How would you say that woman who wouldn't get out the car is?
30 plus.
I would put that woman 39,
yeah,
40.
Yeah, 30. Easy. I would say 35 better. Yep.
For all of you women on here that's looking at yourself, oh, that's them young chicks. No, that's a grown woman. That woman is seasoned. She got miles on her. She should know damn better. Everybody's talking about where all the good men at. Why do a man leave with his wallet? But you can't go to a chain restaurant. You can't go and have coffee. You send a text message and say where you want to eat, and I'm going to send you back restaurant week with all the expensive restaurants, and then I'm going to upsell you the whole every step of the way so that you spending $500 or better. But then y'all turn around and y'all say, why a man leave with his wallet? You can't have it both ways. It don't go like that. You cannot sit here and condemn a man. Condemn a man. We just getting to know each other. Let's go to a neutral. It's no pretense when we go out for coffee. There's no high expectations. It's us getting to know each other. It ain't good enough. Okay, I'm gonna pick you up for dinner. A chain restaurant? Nah, that ain't good enough. You gotta take me to a 5-star Michelin rated restaurant. Are you crazy? You cannot have it both ways, ladies. And then want to know where are all the good men at? Why are they not choosing me? Why am I alone? Why am I getting disrespected? Why are men looking past me and going to those women who are putting all that mess in their butt and getting their titties done and getting their work done on their face? Because those chicks, I know what I'm getting. I know what she about. She know what I'm about. And we ain't got to play this game. But you come disguised as a housewife. You come disguised as a good woman. And you ain't no better. Actually, them chicks is better because we know what they about.
No deceit.
There's no deceit. None. You come as a wolf in sheep's clothing. And then got the nerve to complain. And that woman, I'm so disgusted with her. I'm so disgusted with a real talk, Rich, because you are old hoe. You're not even young. Like you old. You a grown woman. You deserve for a nigga to like you need your behind whipped. Like straight up, like old school down south. You need your rump whipped. And here's the deal. And I'm so proud of this man, and I'm gonna give it back to you. This man said, yo, I'm taking you back home. Like we didn't watch the end of that clip. But that dude, I was so proud of him. Like, nah. Just as you got standards, I got standards. And you broke every one of them. So I'm gonna make sure, I'm gonna be a gentleman, and I'm gonna make sure you get back home safe. But you getting the hell up out my car, and I don't want to hear from you. And then when she realized she was being embarrassed on live, she was like, so that's it? We're not going to talk about it? You damn right. What's there to talk about? Because truth be told, I don't care if you look like Halle Berry, J-Lo, Beyonce, and every other what society deems gorgeous woman wrapped in one. With that stink, disgusting attitude of yours, you are as ugly. Like it makes you so downright ugly. You ain't worth. You like we can go out for coffee, but you ain't getting Starbucks. If it was me, oh, matter of fact, we ain't going to a chain. I'm taking you. Starbucks is $5 coffee. You worth $1.50 coffee. And then I'll see if you even worth us having a discussion beyond this. But hell no, you mad because this man took you to cheesecake. But go ahead, I just went on my tirade, man. I was disgusted.
Nah, you shit. You closed it out. Like, what else is there to say? Like, that man was like, yo, the real fucked up part about this whole ordeal is that man was ultimately super duper duper respectful. But then when you get called bitches and hoes, and I'm looking at the comments, niggas like, oh, Rich always calling girls a bitch. What are you supposed to call somebody who disrespects? Like, this is like, you know, every woman's not a bitch. But a woman who tells me I can't go to Cheesecake Factory, you like come on, like, I'm too good for this. I don't want to do this. Find me a better place. I get courted. Somebody who look like me. Nah, beloved, you're a bitch. That's the definition of a bitch, by all intent and purposes. So a hit dog will holler. If motherfuckers take offense to how somebody speaks about somebody, then you shouldn't, because there's a fuckboy out there, and nobody got no problem saying that dude who's coming over, who's trying to smash, who's a bum ass nigga laying on the couch playing Nintendo all day or PlayStation 5, and no, he's a fuckboy, or the nigga who's at the club buying bottles trying to screw every single bottle girl and every single girl in the club. That's that fuckboy shit. That's that. But all of a sudden, it's okay. It's okay for you to disrespect a good man. A good man who ain't have no ill intent. That man had no ill intent. That man ain't have nothing but good in his heart. And it was obvious because he was shocked. And you tried to embarrass him. It wasn't even like it was just this just happened. It was your business. You made it your business. When you pulled up and saw Cheesecake Factory and realized that there was no Noble next to it, there was no Ruth Chris next to it, there was no Little Alley next to it, you realized that your destination was getting ready to be Cheesecake Factory. You went live. You went live.
But can I say something, Rich? And I'm so proud of that man for not spending. I'm mad at him that he had to spend gas on it. Like, real talk, I think that he should have been reimbursed for the gas money. Because I don't know how far she lived from the Cheesecake Factory, and I don't know how far he lived from her. But that gas money, he need to put in an expense report, and she need to be paying him back. That's is best as I could say it, like, real talk. But this,
got a ride home for me, bro.
What'd you say?
You wouldn't have got a ride home for me. I'm letting you know.
Me neither.
It would have been a very
absolutely not. She would not have gotten a. And I like to think I'm a nice guy, but I can tell you. And you know me very well. That chick would have literally been out my car doing her live by herself in the parking lot of Cheesecake Factory.
Facts.
There's not a doubt in my mind. She would have literally been watching me, turning the camera. Look, that's his car. He's speeding off. I can't believe this nigga left me here in the Cheesecake Factory.
Bingo.
Straight up.
Bingo.
But there's no way that I could have been as respectful as that man after this woman pulled that stunt. And the point, and I almost lost track of my point, but the point I wanted to make, and then I want to go into our next topic. Rich, if he got this on the first date, if he got this literally, like, ladies and gentlemen who's watching this, like, be clear. If you get this on the first date, what the hell do I have to look forward to? What kind of tsunami of a relationship is coming my way? I am gonna wake up 20 years from now, and it's gonna be Jada Pinkett Smith writing a book about me. If you did this on the first date, I got Jada 20 years from now.
No wins, bro. No wins.
Go ahead. What'd you say?
No wins. There's no wins out here, man. And I'm sure there's a bunch of women in the comments right now talking about how good women exist. And I'm sure that they do. And I absolutely know that they do. I know that they do. But I say this every week. There used to be a time when this nonsense was the one-off. Now this is becoming the majority of actions. Like this is becoming the majority of what you see on the internet. Like and I get it. I get it. Like this is what makes people talk, and this is what gets the boys club up in arms, raging. I get it. And if a good girl goes to Waffle House or to whatever restaurant with that guy, then it's not news. And I get it. I understand that. But the fact that there are so many people out there making this type of news every single day, bro, we in a bad place right now. We in a bad place right now.
You know, Rich and Fred, I know you waiting. We definitely bringing you in. You're gonna be our first one to come in. I know I really wanted you in this part of the show, so just bear with us because I'm setting something up. So just bear with us.
He got his own shit. I like him, Shirley. They're raised to be a wife.
But why isn't a black woman raised that way?
Most black women are raised to be independent. Remember, let's be real. Most black women are raised to be strong, tough, independent, and don't take no shit. Because the daddy wasn't shit. I raised you alone by myself. Be a strong black woman. So they come into the game with their guard up ready. Spanish girl is raised to serve. Yeah. They be cooking for their father at a young age, washing the dishes, washing the table, mopping all Saturday morning. Let's face it, they're raised to serve. If one time I swear to God, I'm at a girl's house having dinner. I got out with my own plate, put it in the garbage, put it in the sink. Her mom spazzed on her in Spanish about da 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 da. Now, in a black woman's house, if I get up, my own plate, she gonna say, "That's a damn good nigga. He got his own shit. I like him, Shirley." They're raised to be a wife.
But why isn't a black?
Did you catch all that, Rich?
Mm-hmm.
I'm bringing Fred in now. Let's wait until Fred is able to join this this live because I really want to bring him in. But like I said, we're gonna ruffle some feathers tonight because it's a conversation that needs to be had on the boys club. The real question is this a cultural thing? We sat here and we talked about Jada. We sat here and we talked about a woman who literally refused to get out of a car at the Cheesecake Factory. I'm wondering, is this cultural? Are black women forcing black men to date outside their race? Are black women forcing black men to become passport brothers? Are black women forcing black men to treat them, yo, you want a Birkin bag? You out for the bag? So I'm gonna treat you like a commodity, nothing more. And it's a conversation that needs to be had. Jump in. I don't know where Fred is. I tried to let him in, but let's start it.
Sidebar. Fred had a lot of beef last week. So interestingly enough, I hope some of the women that DM me after Fred got off, that would be USB, that would be Monique, that would be Erica, that would be a couple of girls that DM me last week and had real beef with Fred, in his thought process. But since he's not here, we can that'll I'm sure we can get to that later. Shawn, I don't know that it's a cultural thing.
And bear with me. Okay, there he is.
Okay.
Fred, first and foremost, I know we had you waiting in the waiting room. Was you able to follow tonight's conversation up until this point?
Yeah, I watched it on YouTube. So yeah, I was following.
Okay, cool. Okay, allow Rich to speak, and then we're gonna turn it on over to you.
All right, no problem.
I would like to say,
Sorry, I don't understand.
no, I don't think it's cultural, bro. I don't think it's cultural. I think it's a honestly, I think it's a social media. I think it's a competitive thing. I think it's women who are delusional. I think it's a state of entitlement. I think that back in the day, even black women, like people say, oh, Latino women do this, this, and that, but black women, Katie, like everybody knew that the daddy gets the big piece of chicken. Like that's not secret. Like everybody understood that. That was our upbringing as well. Like grandma made sure, like, so everybody can say all the stuff they want to say about. I think it's about the culture. I don't know that it's the culture, bro. I think it's the society we live in. I think it's the way the world operates. I think it's a competitive world. I think it's a delusional world. I think it's a world of people that are entitled, that people don't want to earn anything. I think it's a microwave world. I think that everything comes so quickly to people, and I think it's a race. And I've been saying this since we first got on this podcast, Shawn. Relationships are now a race. How quickly can I get from you what I want to get from you before I have to give you something in return? That's what this is all about. You go to a Latin woman's house, she might do the dishes. They're definitely more subservient than black women are. Latin women are, and a Latin woman will tell you that. And that would be a Latin woman's claim to fame under these circumstances, is that black women will get mad at you or want you to bring home the bacon and then clean up after yourself. But a Latin woman doesn't do that. So, I mean, a Latin woman would tell you that. But I would venture to say that a good black woman who you are bringing home the bacon for, she's not going to expect you to do that. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm going to let you and Fred have this. Like I said, I think it's just a byproduct of all the things that are going on in society with the youth, with the social media and just women in the rap music and everything that you hear, and city girls this and city girls that, and it's just
Rich. Don't be politically correct, nigga.
I'm not.
Hold on. Like we could talk about city girls this and city girls that. What race is city girls?
They black.
We play videos every week on this show. One woman is a C-suite executive and was teaching women how to upcharge your man so that you can go from meeting for coffee to going to Ruth Chris. What ethnicity was she?
Black.
Another woman refused to go out for coffee. Refused. What ethnicity was she?
Black.
Another woman literally would not get out of a car. Would not get out of a car because a man pulled up to the Cheesecake Factory. What ethnicity was she?
Black.
Ebony K, whatever her name is, told Ayala Van Zandt, I will not date a bus driver. What ethnicity is she?
Black.
I don't have a problem with you feeling. I don't have like I told you today. We're gonna touch a nerve. We are, but this is the boys' club, and let's keep it all the way real because it's a conversation that needs to be had, brother. It is. And I'm not saying I'm leaning one way or the other. I'm just saying we ain't gonna get on here and be politically correct. But go ahead, Fred.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm in the kitchen cooking some dinner because as a modern man in the world of a modern woman, you need to know how to cook. Cause you know the craziest thing is out here dating. Women actually be like, I want a man to know how to cook. I want a man to know how to clean. All the things that men used to say they want in a woman, actually women say they want in men. So a key to my dating is I know how to cook. Now, this is the thing, right? With Jada Pickett, we can easily call a spade a spade. It's unfortunately it's profitable and it's accepted for a woman to abuse a man. If we flip that scenario and Will Smith was doing it to Jada, and Jada had the persona or whatever Will Smith, they will call that abuse. They will call that mental and emotional abuse. But because a woman is doing it to a man, Shawn, you call it abuse. But the majority is not going to call it abuse. And she's going to sell a whole bunch of books and make a lot of money off of her emotional and mental abuse of that man. And why I call it abuse? She said in an interview, he ain't called me his wife and forever. But the night he slapped Chris Rock, he called her his wife. That means in his mind, he thinking that's still his wife. She has a certain amount of control over him mentally that he would get up and put his whole career on the line on national TV for a woman who's not even his wife for real no more. But in his mind, obviously, he believes he is. That's emotional abuse. And unfortunately to the world, he a real man because he not talking. He not speaking up. He not telling his truth. It's okay for a woman to slander a man, say not even slander, but just do what she do, and for the man to sit back and be quiet. This is why we are in the state we are in now. And men are now talking because most dudes don't want to end up like Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? Will Smith is kind of old school, and I'm glad that old school is kind of falling out because he should be telling his side of the story. But I think he understands once he starts telling his side of the story, then the sisterhood gonna be like, oh, he's sassy. He talking too much. He needs to go somewhere and be quiet. Men have always been quiet and stoic, and we took our pain on the inside. A lot, just like they say, a lot of grandmas were suffering, a lot of grandpas were suffering, and that's why a lot of them died way before their wives. A lot of men died on the inside. Our abuse, what we deal with when we dealing with evil women like Jada, I don't want to say the B word. Our abuse is on the inside. There's no physical scars. The scars on the inside where people can't see it. And in our culture, it's funny. And it don't make sense. That woman should be counseled. If that was a man, he would be counseled. But because it's a woman and a black woman, she won't be counseled. In a year or two, she's gonna be just like Tia Mowry, divorced, talking about, oh man, where the good men at? Now the Cheesecake Factory lady.
Hold up, before you go into the Cheesecake Factory lady, I said this earlier. Be careful. Believe you me, Will Smith is diabolical as it pertains, and to be that successful, you have to be. Will Smith knows that he has no wins for talking, and I don't think it has anything to do with him being a man versus her being a woman. I'm telling you, I know what's going on. I've seen this story before. I've seen it 100 million times. That woman knows more, bro. The woman knows more. So until Will Smith is willing to live his life the way he wants to live his life, he will always be under the spell of that woman. That's just the way it is. And that's the way it's going to be. And you can take it with a grain of salt. You can take it how you want to take it until you are underneath that spell, until you are willing to come out and say, fuck it, this is what it is, this is who I am, yada, 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 and do your Eminem. Do your Eminem. Yeah, my mom's is a whore. I'm a crackhead. Yeah, my baby mom's is a whore. Blah, 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 blah. Only way you can defuse that is by doing what Eminem did in that movie. And that's coming out with your truth. So until niggas want to come out with their truth, they will always fall victim to a woman who knows too much. The woman.
Hey, Fred, but do you have an earpiece on?
Is it loud?
No, it just sounds nasally. Like put it on speaker or something. It just sounds a little nasally or something.
Oh, okay. No, I don't have an earpiece on.
Oh, okay. But anyway, you sound better now. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. The thing is, like I know men in situations not exactly like that, but where they woman has literally ripped their nuts out and they are shelling themselves. Now, Will, I'm listening to what you're saying. It sounds like you're saying something without saying something, but I feel like what you're saying has already been said, but you don't want to say it. So I get it.
Nigga, that was the whole bunch.
Yeah, I mean the rumor's been out there, so I feel you.
Yo, my nigga,
So
you lay
when
in
he
bed with a
really,
girl, you and your girl bring home another girl, and this girl did that, or I was this girl, like that shit happens, bro. And
yeah,
until niggas is ready to live in their truth, then after that one moment, nigga, you just gave away all your. Oh damn, Fred gone. Oh,
nah, I'm
after
here.
that moment, you gave away all your power. That man gave away his power years ago, bro. Years ago. But we can move on to the cheesecake lady.
No. I want to ask a very specific question because I don't want to get too far off of. Yo, is this cultural? It is a very basic question. I mean, here's the deal: are Hispanic women making these types of videos? Are white women making these types of videos? Are any other race of women out there encouraging their sisters? Don't go to Cheesecake Factory. The coffee is not good enough for you. You have to know how to play this dude so that you can get him to take you to an expensive restaurant and buy you stuff. I'm asking a real question. And I'm not trying to be leading here. I'm not trying to push the conversation nowhere. I really want to know. I don't follow. I follow a few people on social media, so maybe I'm just missing it.
I'll give you an example. I'll give you the biggest example out right now.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Bauer, baseball player for the Cleveland Indians at that time, gets into the girl. The girl texts her friend, he's worth 51 million, girl. Which I gotta be a whore for him, girl. I gotta let him choke me out. She texts her girlfriend all of these things. I gotta get into his bag, girl. You know me, I'm a whore when it comes to the bag, girl. This is a white girl. This is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white girl who literally said all these things about Trevor Bauer, who's a white boy. Got that man out the league, got that man one of the top 5 pitchers in baseball, got that man sent to Japan behind all the shit that she said that he did to her without her consent. Come to find out, her friend, 3 years later, comes out with these text messages from that girl. Nothing happened to that girl, but she's a white girl. So I'm just telling you, it happens with all of them. It happens with it's not. Now, what I will say is this. White girls seem to be more calculated. They don't do the videos in the car. Like, I'm sure that there's some do, but for the most part, you don't see a bunch of videos in the cars or a bunch of videos about how to get. They keep their shit to themselves, and they get you, and then they fuck you later. Like they're not. You ever heard that saying? Let's run down the hill and fuck a goat. The wolf's gonna run down the hill and whatever and eat a goat. And then the other man said, "Why you gonna run down the hill? Walk down the hill and fuck them all." Our people seem like they want to run down the hill and fuck one or two. White women seem like they want to walk down the hill and fuck them all. That's the difference to me. Now go ahead, Fred.
All right. You know, since we were talking about Jada, man, I feel like I need to have Tupac in the background. You know, because
this nigga.
So, and Fred, you got to stop moving. Real talk. Like, you got me dizzy, okay, and the noise is driving me crazy. So go ahead. Hopefully, this is the last location.
But even with the Cheesecake Factory lady, see, a lot of people thought Kevin Samuels was mean and disrespectful and all this and that. And the reason why a lot of us men applauded Kevin Samuels and follow him the way we did is because he was speaking for a lot of us. That man that had that Cheesecake Factory video, he probably one of millions. Nobody probably ever put that woman in her place. But see, Kevin Samuels, that dude that would have put her in her place. But then he would have been, it's crazy how when a man reacts to a woman's BS, it's something wrong with him. We're at a day and age where you cannot say anything about a black woman or you screwed. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we are where we are today. You can't be honest with a black woman. That woman, y'all being nice, that woman in that video looked at least 40 something. She had a face full of makeup on, and she said, "I'm used to being courted." What would Kevin Samuel say? Have you ever been married? Where's your wedding ring at? Because if you're used to being courted, that means you are being vetted for marriage.
Nah, fuck that. You know what Kevin Samuels would have said? How much you weigh? How tall are you? What you drive? How much money you make? Why are you sitting in this man's car acting like you deserve something, bitch, that you couldn't provide for your motherfucking self? That's what Kevin Samuels would have said.
And the thing is, it's like, why do you think you deserve that on the first date? Now I will say, Cheesecake Factory is trash. The only thing they got good is the cheesecake. But it's the principle. Like, that man was a gentleman. This is why you gotta have a little creep squad in you, because being a gentleman will get you screwed. That dude should have turned on a creep switch real quick.
But you just said Cheesecake is Factory, so you basically just co-signed it. I can't even hear you no more, bro.
No, what I'm saying is, Cheesecake Factory food is trash. But
I can't even. But so we're gonna get past the sentiment.
So I don't think it was about Cheesecake Factory. She made a point to say a chain restaurant.
Yes.
Just so that we don't.
Okay, so Fred, where do you take your girl for the first date?
Bro, I learned the game.
Where do you take your girl for the first date, nigga? That's it.
To my house. I cook them dinner. And if I'm not cooking them dinner, we going hiking or we going to the gym. But now this is the difference. I'm going to be honest. I mess with women who like me. I'm not going after women that's going to try to make me jump through hoops. So I deal with women who shows a genuine attraction to me. That way you don't have to deal with all of that. If a woman is genuinely attracted to you and really wanted to be in your presence, y'all can go to coffee, y'all can go get ice cream. She gonna go wherever you want to go because she's actually interested in you, not what you can buy, not what you can show off, but she want to spend time with you. That's the other side of the game, and this is what I try to tell dudes. Don't chase chicks. Don't try to buy love. Don't lead with your wallet. You should know in the first conversation or two if she's genuinely interested in you. And that's how you get past a chick saying, "Oh, look at me. You see the type of woman I am? Do I look like Cheesecake Factory?" That type of chick, if I ever had to deal with that, I'd have left her there. I'm not dealing with that. A chick don't get an expensive date with me until we own. But that's because I deal with women who like me. But I gotta be honest, I'm 6'4", I'm dark skinned, I got a nice beard, I'm in shape. So I pretty much attract what I want. But it's dealing with these chicks, you gotta be cold. Because these chicks are cold. And it ain't no room for, unfortunately, being a gentleman, being a nice guy, that's thirsty. Oh, that nigga thirsty. Like she said, it was a chain restaurant. It wasn't that it was a Cheesecake Factory. It was because it was a chain restaurant. And he did the mature thing. I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have.
Okay. We're about to open up these phone lines. So for anybody who really wants to get in this conversation, now's the time. We have the link pinned. So all y'all got to do is hit the link. It'll take you backstage, and we'll bring you in one by one. If you're trying to get into the conversation, it's some basic rules. Number one, you must be willing to show your face. Number two, you must be in a well-lit location. Number three, you must be somewhere with good Wi-Fi or cellular service. And lastly, we don't mind you sharing your thoughts, your comments, your perspective on tonight's conversation, but you must have a question. And lastly, do not hit that link if you are not 100% committed to joining the conversation. We do not want to try to let you in and you say, oh, I didn't know that y'all was going to pick me. Please do not. It's just waste everybody else's time. Guys, here's my thoughts on what y'all are saying. And truth be told, I haven't been in the dating world for a minute. But I have I've had my share of skanks like the rest of y'all. But Fred, I disagree with you on something. I vehemently disagree with you on something. I'm not letting. I'm not changing. I'm not allowing the dating pool. I'm not allowing these flea bag chicks. I'm not allowing any of that to change me. I'm not. I do believe I want to be treated with respect, and I do believe women should be treated with respect. I do believe that as much as these videos infuriate me, I stand on what I've always stood on this show. I believe it's good women out there. I believe that these nasty sewer rat women who are hurting on the inside, and they're throwing up these videos. I believe that they are a small fraction of what's out there. Now, I could be dead wrong. I'm not out there. But I refuse to believe that this is the majority. And even if it is, I think if you're going to find something real, you got to come real. I think if you're going to find something that's going to be lasting, you got to come with truth from the gate. I'm not playing this silly game. I'm not. I'm going to give you me, and I'm going to give you all of me, meaning the good, the bad. Like, I'm the first one to tell y'all, if that was me and that woman pulled that stunt and she put me on a live, she would have been standing in Cheesecake parking lot. Straight up. There is no way on God's green earth I would have drove that woman home. I give props to that man. I salute him. I just ain't that big of a man. But that's me. And that's the showing you gonna get. And I think real attracts real, and that's what I want. I cannot play this game. I can't. And if that's what's out there, she's gonna, like mine's attract. She gonna get exactly what she putting out. But there's somebody out there who's a good woman. There's somebody out there that done been through the games and they done been through all the bull crap, and they can recognize, yo, you know what? It's a lot of dirtbag niggas out here. And this nigga is different. His conversation is different. The way he move is different. This nigga tell me the truth when it hurt. This nigga tell me the truth when he know it's gonna hurt my feelings, but it's true. I can't play this game, and I won't play this game, and God willing, I don't never have to play this game. But that's the only thing. Like, I agree with a lot of the points y'all brought up. The only thing I would say, I think when it's something real and I've said this many times on this call. We all old enough to remember Sybil. She remade this song, "Don't Make Me Over." Like, don't make me over. Like the premise of the song is like, nigga, accept me as I am. I don't want to have to make somebody over for this thing to work, and I don't want them to have to make me over for it to work. So anyway, who we got in the show? What's your name and where you coming in from, young lady? You got to take us off mute.
Hey guys, good evening, guys. I'm
Good,
Mecca,
good evening.
Bronx, New York.
What's your name?
Mecca.
What's up, Mecca?
How are you? Good
I'm
evening.
good.
Okay, I have a question. I was writing down and listening to y'all. Very good show. How much, or how do you deal with females that are good women versus being with a bad guy? Like, why is it that the good women are always running into the bad guys?
Those are. How do you deal with a woman?
No, why is it that good women always run into bad guys?
You don't think you should ask a woman that?
No, I should ask a man that, because it's y'all with the behavior, not all of y'all, but some of y'all with that behavior. So why is it that we're always attracted to y'all, or they're always attracted to bad men?
Freddie, Rich, y'all can jump in on that.
If a woman consistently attracts bad guys, that's who she is. I say this on a regular basis. You attract who you are. You like bad guys. That's why you keep attracting bad guys. It's really simple as that. Did she disappear?
Yeah, Mecca, try to you can continue answering her question because she can still hear you.
Okay, yeah, I was just saying, like, if you keep attracting the same men over and over again, that's what you like. That's what you want. That's what you put yourself in a vicinity of. So, it's almost like they said insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and trying to thinking you're going to get a different results. No, if that's what you consistently attract, that's your level, and that's what you like. That's what you like. So either change your surroundings, change yourself, and then go after something different. And I'll end.
I think that oftentimes women want what other women are attracted to. And since the beginning of time, women have always been attracted to bad boys. The problem that I think is that women think that dude is going to change for you. You chose that dude. You knew what you were getting into, but you thought that you could change that man and make that dude that all the girls want, all the girls like, the one that's outside every day, the one that's doing A, B, C, and D. You can make him be the simp, the square, who you frown upon. You frown upon the dude that walks around the corner. And see, this is the thing. I'll say this right here. This will be an example of what I'm saying, but understand where I'm going with this. Shawn, we could have taken that girl to Cheesecake Factory. Understand what I'm saying to you? We could have taken that girl to Cheesecake Factory, and she would have been okay. She would have been okay. You know why? She senses what she can get away with. She knew that the way that she had already carried this man. Number one, if I come to your house and you late, I'm out. Number two, if I come to your house and you late and I don't leave, and our reservation gets canceled, oh, bitch, it's Burger King. Or it's what you cooking or what we ordering. Because I'm looking for an excuse not to do what the fuck you want me to do anyway, right? After now that you don't piss me off, I'm looking for a reason. Now She knew what she could do. That's the thing that women do. Women know what they can do. She abused that man because she could. She frowned upon that Cheesecake Factory because she could. If that was the hot dude in his town and he was pulling up and he took her to Cheesecake Factory, it would have been more important for her to be seen with him than it would have been for her to talk that 5-star fucking Michelin report shit. That's the problem. And then you think that you're going to change that dude. Women aren't going to change that man. And that's what we keep saying. Y'all are trying to change the 1% of the dudes, and the 1% of the dudes don't need to change. Y'all want to change the dudes who don't want to change, who aren't going to change, who don't feel a desire to change, who don't need to change. And then you get mad and you look at the dude who's willing to acquiesce to however you want him to play, and y'all shit on him. It's because this whole shit is competitive. Everybody wants to be seen. Everybody wants that hot dude. That's why dudes get fucked over. The same thing goes in reverse. Everybody wants that bad bitch. Everybody wants the girl who's walking around the club that everybody breaking their necks to take a peek at. And she's the one that's going to shit on you. But there's a girl sitting at the table right across from you that you're going to ignore, and that's going to be the good one. And the girls that's looking at that dude, they're going to try to change him, and they're going to say, oh, you know what? I want that hot boy over there. That's the problem. But
you know what, Rich? I think the hot chick in the club that everybody want, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that dude that all the chicks want, really they match, because that dude, he got that swag, he got that persona. She'll submit to him. Because what she understands is more than likely that dude ain't taking no shit.
Nigga, that's what I just said.
Yeah, no doubt. So it's like they belong with each other. But what happens is, Rich, I don't want to say a square, but like a regular guy will go after that chick, and she'll abuse him and use him, and he'll be like, you know, what's wrong? What's wrong with me? I think, unfortunately, people refuse to date, or like I said earlier, people refuse to like who like them. If you figure out who likes you and your sexual marketplace value, you can bypass a lot of this mess. If you understand your sexual marketplace value. And if I'm going to be honest, I do think men understand their value in the world a whole lot easier than women. And I think like that's the issue and the problem we have in the day.
Is that what? Women don't understand their marketplace value?
No, women don't understand their marketplace value. And especially, I mean, because who is going to tell a woman, I'm sorry, you're not an 8, 9, or 10. Men, we rag on each other all the time. But women don't do that. Girl, you look good. Girl, you can have any man you want. So they're delusional. A lot of them are delusional because the people that surround them. I heard a dude. I mean, I saw a dude in the notes for that video say, "Well, if you can't afford to take a woman on a date, you don't need to be dating." And that's how them sucker dudes pump them chicks' heads up too. So it's like the majority of women that's delusional. Nobody's telling them they're delusional. Whereas men, we rag on each other, bro. You need to lose weight. Bro, you need to get your stuff together. We do that. Women don't. So that's why they're delusional and they don't understand that sexual marketplace value. Because who gonna tell them?
I 100% agree with that. I 100% agree with that. With the marketplace value thing. I 100% agree that a woman can tell a man anything she want to tell him about himself. But if a man was to tell the same woman the same things, he's abusive. It's verbally abusive, it's mentally abusive. As far as a woman goes, but that's the double standard we live in. I think the problem with women is that Shawn is gonna really, really appreciate this. Coming from the music industry, we in the studio, girl meets rapper, fucks rapper. All of a sudden, that chick is now walking around like she hot. or we at the office, intern fucks boss. That intern is now walking around the office like she hot because he gave her a false sense of power. So in her mind, she fucked dude. But in dude mind, I fuck one of you every day. So she's never gonna look at it that way. She's empowered by the fact that she fucks with that guy. And everybody else in the office sees it. And nobody wants to say it because it's just the unspoken thing. Shorty thinks she hot, but that nigga, she ain't hot. You want a 50. You want a 50 that he knocked down. You ain't nothing. He don't think shit of you, love. But we would be shitting on him if we did that. Now we hating on him if we do that. So we let her live. But she takes that attitude and it takes her here. And now she's walking around like she really is, when in reality, somebody should have let her know from the door. Yo, do you realize dude do smash like one of you a day? Like, bitch, you ain't nothing special. That creates the delusion, and that's why dudes would just prefer not to do it. They would just prefer not to deal with it. We let women live, bro. We let women live because it's not important enough for us to bust your bubble. But in reality, women will bust a dude bubble in a New York minute. They're empowered by busting niggas bubbles. But a dude is a villain if he busts a woman bubble. So we just let y'all live. But in reality, that man in that car should have checked her, because she should never get out that car feeling like he was the one beneath her. My ego won't allow me to let you get out my car thinking that. Under them circumstances, you're going to know exactly how I feel about you as you get out that car. You're going to know exactly why you're going to Cheesecake Factory and not Noble. And that's just the reality of it. But as long as we keep this thing, and it's been going on since the beginning of time, we will create a safe space for women to be delusional in. And Kevin Samuels didn't do that. And me and Shawn actually came into this show with a different mindset, that we weren't going to be the Kevin Samuels dude that did that, or we were going to get, and we have come to the conclusion in the last month or two that we approached it wrong at the beginning, because our whole thing was giving people a safe space to come on and talk your talk. And this was a safe space. We wouldn't disrespect you. We wouldn't come at you. We wouldn't do you dirty. But now that shit is counterproductive because a bunch of motherfuckers is running around thinking they're something that they not. So now, in the last couple months, we like, yo, bro, we got to change our approach to this shit. We got to keep it 100 with these people. The conversations were always real. We always said what we felt, respectfully. Respectfully. But there comes a time when, if you're being disrespected, and it doesn't have to be with words, it can be with actions, then you have to have the same venom back. You have to have the same attitude that you have towards me, I have to have towards you. So then we can get to a real conversation about why we're acting like this. And that's just my 2 cents, man. Call me crazy.
Because I want to bring, and Tiny, I know we got you in the waiting room, so bear with us for a second. You're coming in next, Tiny. But I'm gonna tell you, Fred, I was wondering where you was going. I forget how you phrased it, but you cleaned it up very nicely with your explanation. I think you were saying, how did you phrase women got a false sense? I don't want to mess up your words.
Well, they just delusional. They're delusional. They think there's something that they're not. They have a false sense of entitlement.
Well, I like the way you actually explained it, because I was sitting here like, Lord, where's this man going? And when you explained it, how, and you're real, like a dude would tell a dude, yo, you ugly. Like, since we little kids, we snapping on each other, we calling each other for like telling each other the real. And to your point, I don't know. even that woman who was talking about the cheesecake, I don't know that she got real friends around her because she wouldn't have behaved like that. If she understood, like, look, you know, I'm all with know your worth. Okay, I'll be 100% honest with you.
Thank you.
Me and my wife, every Friday we used to go to Cheesecake Factory. Like literally every Friday we was going to Cheesecake Factory. Now, let's be real clear. It's stuff on the menu we liked. It like you know, I don't now what she'll never get on the live, but I forget what we used to eat at the Cheesecake Factory. But I know damn well I don't have a problem with it. She ain't got a problem with like how dare you have a problem? What if that's all that man can afford? That's it. Like what if that is at the top of his budget? What if you Fred, you walk around your house and you clearly have a very classy home. Rich Dollaz, I know your bank, I know what your bank account looks like. But we have exposure. Once upon a time, I lived in the Bronx, New York. I wasn't exposed. I didn't know. I knew what I knew because that's what I was exposed to. But as I started traveling, as I started making more money, as I started to hang in different crowds, as I was building my business and I was understanding how to speak not to niggas on the block, but to corporate men and women across the table and get a check from them. It's exposure. As I went from flying coach to first class to private jets, exposure. What if that man was just never, he thought he was doing something good. Cheesecake Factory is good. How dare you beat this man down? Because maybe he just did. Number one, maybe that's what his budget could afford. But number two, even if he can afford more, maybe he just don't know better. It's a terrible thing. But I want to answer that woman's question, and then I want to bring in Tiny. The woman from the Bronx, Mecca. You asked why women keep bumping into these same types of guys. I think Rich and Fred did a great job in answering the question. And the only thing I want to add to that is, you know, life, and this is life. It's about growth. It really is. Like if Shawn is the same person that I was a year ago, that I was 5 years ago, that I was 10 years ago, I would have failed this thing called life. The class of life, I failed it. I flunked. And at some point, you have to look in the mirror and say, yo, you know what? The only constant, I have dated Ricky, Bobby, what's the rest of them niggas? Ricky, the
Bobby,
new
Ralph,
niggas.
Mike.
All of them niggas, y'all get the point. But I've dated the gamut, and every single one have been bad boys. None of them have been good. You know what you have to ask yourself? Not why do we keep bumping into the same. I'm the only constant here. Every one of them niggas was different. I met them in different places. None of them niggas know each other. And I know every one of them. Why am I not learning? Why am I failing this thing called life? And that is the reason that you're not. The reason you keep bumping into the same is, to Fred's point, that's what you like. That's what you're attracting. You're attracting what you like. But what I want to add to that is you're not learning from your mistakes. You have learned nothing. Nothing at all. But let's bring Tiny into it, into the conversation. Tiny, sorry for keeping you on hold so long.
Hi.
What's
All
up?
right.
Where you coming in
Hello,
from?
everyone. All right. So I'm calling from Harlem, New York. And Fred, I don't want you to say anything. Like, I'm actually going to be talking to Rick and Shawn, you know, not for nothing. So, I know earlier, Shawn, you were saying, is this like a culture thing, right? So I don't think it's a culture thing. I think it's more like a gender role. So when us females, when we meet men, the first thing you guys say is, oh, you know, I want to take you out, when y'all rapping to us, right? You guys don't say things like, maybe we could take a walk and get to know each other, you know, or maybe I could pick you up and things like that. So the Cheesecake Girl, we don't know what was the conversation between them two prior to him taking her to the chain restaurant, because maybe he was selling her the dreams, like, oh, you know, yeah, I'm gonna take you to this restaurant, mom, I'm gonna spend money on you, so therefore she expected that. That's one.
So
Two,
that's wrong.
how you figure?
Well, first of all, if we listen to the video, the man said that he went over there to pick her up. She was late. He had a restaurant reserved. He went to her house, waited at her house for an hour, was late, lost his reservation, had to change on the whim to the Cheesecake Factory because she was late, because she was the one that was getting home from work late, and they missed the reservation. So when he pulled up at Cheesecake Factory, she was refused to get out the car, waited for that man to come around to open the door like a gentleman while she was on live. Now, how you can sit here and try to defend those actions and act like that man, when we all, whoever many people on this live right now, know damn good and well that man did not lead with, yo, boo-boo, I'm gonna take you wherever you want to go. He ain't even sound like he was built like that.
Rich, why? Because he actually made a reservation at a restaurant. That means that he didn't lead with that. We don't know that. We only know what she put out there.
Beloved, listen to what I'm telling you though.
Don't call me beloved. I watch Oprah's movie. Don't call me beloved.
Oh, I don't know. I thought that was
don't you do that.
I thought that was a term of endearment.
It is, but no, not
the Muslim niggas in Philly call everybody beloved.
Well, I've never been to Philly. Listen, Rich, can I finish with my thought? Because thank you. All right, that's one. Two, like, I'm a Libra queen, so my homegirls, I tell them, if you don't look good, you don't look good. I like beautiful things, so if you come up to me and certain things is not up to par, I'm gonna let you know. Like, nah, that don't go with you. I'm not walking around with you, and I'm not even in denial or delusion about myself. Certain hairstyles, I know, like, I have a big forehead, and certain times I won't put my hair up. I own up to it, right? So it's not all of us. Three, I have quite a few. Three, a lot of guys don't want the simple ends, right? You guys want the flashy girls. You guys want the rah-rah girls. A girl who has her master's or her PhD, that don't mean nothing to y'all, right? And a lot of those girls are like good girls. They don't have a lot of mileage, like you guys say, and they just looking for somebody just to vibe with and just to grow up with, right? Grow throughout life with. But that's not what y'all want. Y'all want the ones that y'all boys gonna be like, yo, nigga, she's bad. And then guess what? She end up being a Karen or a Jada, right? Y'all gotta own up to that. I understand that, like every Wednesday I get on and you guys are bashing females and stuff like that. Okay, those are those type of females. But when are you guys gonna give the type of females that's doing the damn thing flowers? When are you guys gonna talk about them and say, like, y'all doing good, y'all holding it down? And this one is the last one. It doesn't mean that we are attracted to the same type of guy. Like, if you was born in 70s and the 80s, you don't want no nigga that you're gonna run over. You want a nigga that's gonna lead you, right? So if he doesn't lead you, why are you gonna be with him? It's not about, oh, I took Mike from Bronx and now I'm with Shawn from Brooklyn and they both did me dirty. Nah, it's just the fact that we want the ones that's masculine. We are tired of being the man, the woman, uncle, father, and everything else. So we search for that. And unfortunately, when we do get that, they are not valid. And that's it. I'm finished.
What does not valid mean before you go?
Oh, when I say not valid, like they giving you headaches, they cheat on you, they having babies on you, they ghosting you and things like that. And meanwhile, when you met them, you didn't try to be with them for what they could bring. You met them because you felt like, okay, this is the person that I could put my head with, and then we could grow. You understand what I mean? So it's not all the time. It's not all about money. Yeah, there's some females that are like that nowadays, and they got like that because they have been through so much trying to build a nigga up, and now they don't want to build it no more. Now they want to pretty much get somebody who's gonna support them financially, and then they'll come on with the mental part, right? So when it's not valid, that means like that's somebody that you can't take to church with you to even shake the pastor's hand, because homie not gonna know what type of conversation to have or when to have it.
Fred, Shawn,
Miss Tiny, I take offense that you say we get on here and bash women every week.
I was waiting.
So let's start there. But do you mind me asking you a question?
Sure, go ahead.
Are you in a relationship?
No, I'm not. I was married for 10, been separated for 2.
How's the dating pool going for you? Did you start dating again?
No, I'm not interested in that.
So you haven't dated since your husband?
No, I have not.
Why are you not interested, if you don't mind me asking?
It's draining. Look what's out there. What's out there? You know, like you get with someone and then you bring everything that you could possibly. What, Rich? Put your arms down. We get it. You look good with the arms and all that stuff, but the distraction. I'm sorry, he's distracting. I just said I like nice things, and he's distracting. You know, but no, but it's like, you know, like I'm older than what I look. Right, I'm in my 40s, early 40s, and like you said, Shawn, you know, like in life, you want to grow. You know, you want things differently. You know what your values are, right? It's not always about money. A lot of times you could meet somebody and you guys could sit all night and you guys could talk about music. You know, it could just be vibing, right? So, but if you meet a man and the first thing he says is like, "Oh, ma, I could take care of you." Yeah, you know, how much is your rent? Just to get some boom boom. It's like, are you serious? You understand? Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just, ugh. So I don't want to go through all that. I have 3 kids. Sorry to tell my business. I have a 23-year-old, I have an 8-year-old, and I have a 6-year-old. So I'm pretty much, I'm done, you know, like, that's it.
Okay. And by the way, Tiffany, we know we got you in the waiting room. You next up the bat. Rich, you got any comment to this? And I know, Tiny, you said this was really for me and Richie, but it looked like Fred had some reaction to some of the stuff you said.
God, of course he did. Of course he did.
So I got a question. You said you was married for 10 years?
I was, yes.
Who initiated the divorce?
Who initiated the marriage?
No, ma'am.
That should be your first question.
Ma'am?
No, sir, that should be your first question.
No,
that
ma'am.
should be your first question. Sir,
ma'am.
that should be your first question.
I don't have anything else to say. We can move on.
Thank you, Rich.
I want to know what just happened. What just went left?
Nothing.
See, here's my thing, and we started this whole thing. That man just asked the question. Why you ain't answer the question?
Because the question didn't have an answer. Not every question has an answer.
All right.
Mm.
See now, look. See, now we getting defensive.
I'm not defensive, Rich. I'm being. Listen, okay, you asked the question, right? He asked the question, and it's like, okay, who initiated the divorce? First of all, no one ever get married to say, like, I want a divorce down the line. You understand? So to say something like that, that's like opening a whole other can of worm. I'm West Indian. You understand? So it's like,
we all West Indian.
Huh?
We all West Indian.
Oh, really? That's hot. I didn't know. I thought you guys were all Yankees and I was the only one. Yay. But you understand? So it's like, don't ask who initiated it, because, you know, maybe the marriage wasn't the best. You understand? Nobody ever get married to say, I'm going to get married, and after a certain time, I'm going to divorce, especially when there's kids involved. So that's the question.
What that man asked. That's not what that man asked. That man
that
asked
is what
who
he
initiated
asked.
the divorce.
That is what he asked.
He asked who initiated the divorce. But we don't have to go into it. We don't have to do that, because
Thank you.
that. But just understand that we know why you don't want to answer that question.
And why would that be?
because that man initiated that divorce.
No, actually, I did. I got tired of building him up. Thank you for asking me. I got tired of being his mama, his auntie, and everybody else.
You got tired of what? You got tired of what?
Of being his mama, his auntie, his priest, and everybody else. Yes.
There you go. Fred. I heard it. You know, over 60% of divorces are initiated by the woman.
And I know that's what he was going at.
She's an older woman. She has 3 kids, and I think 2 of them are under the age of 10, if I'm not mistaken. You are right. You are finished, and it's cool that you understand
My
that.
nigga, I just started. I'm finished. Wait a minute. I just started. Because let me tell you something, Fred. If your girl come home, right, and you're not cooking, your ass will be back at your mother's house. So stop playing, talking about like, oh, I cook and all that stuff. You know why you doing that? Just like last week, you had to pick her up and get off that line before she hear you, because you know who really wears the pants. So don't be playing yourself. Where she at now? Where she at? Making the money that you ain't making? How long you think she gonna keep going on through that? Don't play yourself, Fred. Please. Go ahead with that. Go ahead. All the way.
See, ma'am, the way I operate is I don't argue. That's why earlier I said, you know what, that's fine, I'll let you have it.
It's not an argument. I'm just sharing my statement. You asked the question, so therefore I'm giving you my statement. And I'm seeing through whatever it is, that little fog that you're putting out there. That's all it is. It's nothing big, nothing major.
I never try to make
at all. I mean, like never. I don't even see it. Like, why?
Right, I understand.
Yeah. So, it's 8 o'clock and you're now cooking dinner. She should teach you better. Her dinner should be ready by 5:30, especially if she's working hard.
But
that's unacceptable. That is unacceptable. Unacceptable. And then last week, what time was it when you was going to pick her up? No, unacceptable. From the gym, and then you have to be outside? No, that's not working. Do better. Do better so like that she won't be finished. Do better so she won't be finished.
But I can never be finished. And see, the thing is,
you would, because let me tell you, your beard don't really look that good. Underneath it looked like you could get it clean a little bit. But you know me, I'm just like minding my business. Ain't trying to tell you, but you should definitely do something with that beard because it ain't all that at all. Problem. And if that's the beard that you're using to attract whatever you're attracting, that tells me what type of female that you're into.
So how does that
Rich, do you have anything to add on, Rich?
But ma'am, so how does that whole spiel that you went on? How does
Rich, do you have anything else to add on, Rich? Because I'm quite sure there's a lot of people waiting to come on.
What part of Harlem are you from? Where you from?
I'm from Harlem.
What part? Nigga, I'm from Harlem.
Who's from Harlem? Yeah, I know. I used to work at the YMCA too. I saw you posted about that.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I was the face of the YMCA, the same one.
The Harlem one on the 135th?
Yep.
So you know Gigi and all of them?
Gigi's my girl. Oh my God, you know Gigi?
Of course, nigga, I grew up. That's sister.
Oh my God, Gigi's still there too, and she still look good.
Yeah.
That's my girl. I get all my rentals from Gigi.
Okay. All right. So, yo, it got spicy. Anybody else want to say something?
Hey, listen. I don't.
What happened to Tiny? Tiny, come back! Fred.
I don't participate in that like what she tried to do, but this is what we talked about earlier. You see how she tried to take shots at me as a person and take shots at my visual. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when we do it. And she did it so confidently, like, I ain't gonna participate in that. She said it herself, and this is what Kevin Samuels used to get hate for. She said it herself, she finished. I disagreed with her.
Okay, so first and foremost, Tiffany, welcome to the show. Sorry, I know you was waiting for a minute. That's why I tried to call you. And Dale, by the way, you next. But Tiff, welcome to the show. Where you coming in from?
I'm coming in from Greensboro, North Carolina.
Shout out to Greensboro.
Two things. Well, first, it's all about communication. as far as the Cheesecake Factory lady, with me, I work for the post office. I work 10, 12 hours a day, 5, 6, 7 days a week. So it's about communication. So I'd be like, okay, babe, I know you got reservations. I'm not going to be able to make it. Okay, we're going to pull up at the Cheesecake Factory. Okay, you're going to be there before I get there. Go ahead, get me the meatloaf, the mashed potatoes, gravy, and the corn, because that shit is bussing. Right? I don't have a problem with that, okay? So that's my thing with that. And then it all depends on what type of woman you're dealing with, what type of man you're dealing with. Ladies, we know you cannot change a man. The only way a man will change is if he wants to change, right? You can't force it. You can't do none of that. Because like I said, we could go to work 5, 6, 7 days a week, 10, 12 hours a day, come home, cook, clean, make sure the kids are good, make sure the house is straight, all the other stuff, and then we still get cheated on. I mean,
is there a question?
Like, you're being submissive. I'm being submissive. I like to joke around. I like all that. And when it's time to be serious, I know when it's time to get serious. But still, it's just like there's something that I'm missing or I'm not doing right.
Okay, is there a question in here?
That was the question.
What was the question? I missed it.
No, like, me. I can still do cook, clean, all that work, whatever. Communicate as far as sex or whatever. We good to go. But it's like I still feel like there's something missing that I'm not doing, whereas the dude would still go out and cheat.
Is there a question?
That was the question.
That's a statement.
No.
Are you asking why you could do everything that you got that in your power to make the shit work and niggas still cheat?
Right. That was the question.
I mean, Fred, Shawn, y'all go ahead.
First and foremost, I'm a postal carrier of 18 years. So I appreciate the work you do. I know you do hard work. You carry. You outside. Yeah. So yeah, I know your job can be stressful, hard, and very dangerous. So I applaud your hard work. I know a lot of times we work a lot of hours, especially if you're on a 12-hour overtime list, we work a lot of hours. Unfortunately, I'm just gonna be 100. There's nothing you can really do to stop a man from cheating if he gonna cheat. It's really nothing you could do. We're gonna do what we want to do. It's just a process of elimination. I think sometimes, like, what we have to do, and I know it's harder, is we have to choose better, and we just gotta hope we choose somebody that's not gonna do the things that we don't like. Okay. But at the same time, you have to be like, if I keep attracting cheaters, then you are the common denominator of every failed relationship. So now you have to understand, what about me is attracting cheaters, and what am I doing to get me cheated on? And I think once you take a look on the inside, as well as who you're dating, I think maybe like you will have better results. But people cheat. It's not right. But people cheat. Also, a lot of men say they just want a woman to be their peace. And a woman being our peace is providing stuff that we can't buy, we can't pay for. We can buy and pay for food. We can buy and pay for sex. We can buy and pay for somebody to clean our house. But say me and you dating, right? We both work at the post office. Okay, you come home one day you know, I'm gonna have food cooked for you. You know, you want your bath water red, I'm gonna have that done for you. But at the same time, you gotta say, what can I do for him? You know, can I tell him stroke his ego for the most part, is what I'm saying. You stroke his ego. Too many women are so quick to stroke a man's dick, but won't stroke their ego.
What the fuck, Prez?
So therefore, I'm giving you some game that stroke his ego before you stroke his dick. And maybe he'll be like, she different. She not, because it's unfortunate, but a lot of women today do, not saying you, but a lot of women today leave with sex and other stuff because they think that's what we like. But with you being a woman and making the type of money you make, you probably live a certain lifestyle. The lady was capping on me, but every time I'm on live, I'm walking around my house. My crib is big. I never end up at my parents' house again. But you just have to figure out, how do I attract the man that I want? And it comes with looking on the inside and get some homeboys. Get some homeboys that don't want to smash, that'll tell you the truth about you. You know what I'm saying? And unless you got a father or some uncles or somebody that can help vet these men that you're dating. And then they could give you raw and uncut advice. And with that, I'll fall back. I hope I gave you some information that would be valuable.
But what if you do stroke his ego?
Oh.
And it's still not enough.
Then leave.
Okay.
Hey, Tip, are you in a relationship?
No.
Okay. I hope you heard that last part. because he said it quick and it sounded like it was a knee-jerk reaction. But I think, and this is something that I was taught in business early in my career. One of the most powerful pieces of leverage that anybody has when sitting down negotiating, whether you are negotiating a house that you want to buy and you and the buyer are going back and forth, or you're negotiating $1 million deal. One of the most powerful things that you have is your willingness to walk away. And I think that there has to be a level of understanding, and this comes from a man or a woman, truth be told. I'm not putting up with your bull. Like, I'm not going to. I'm not the one that's gonna know you out there doing what you doing, and I'm gonna be here cooking your dinner for you the next night. I'm not negotiating with you to be faithful to me. I'm not. If I smell it, if I get a whiff of it, I'm out.
Right.
Like understand that. I am out. And I think that too often women don't want to start again. They don't want to get back out there. They don't want to get back in the dating pool, get to know somebody. They don't want to go through that. So for them, it's easier to be with the devil they know. But here's the thing about men, is when a nigga know he can cheat and you take him back, he got no incentive ever again to not cheat.
Right.
But let you be willing to walk. Let him know before he even think about sticking his thing in somebody else, the consequences that if this right here ever come out, I know my lady, that happy home I got, that good woman I got, I won't have it no more. If he don't have an incentive to keep his thing in his pants, why wouldn't he go out there and do what he got to do and come back home? Because he know you ain't going nowhere.
Right.
So I just, for you or for anybody who is listening, I think that I know Fred said that, and it was quick, and it was a reactional. It was reaction to what you asked him. But I really want you to listen to that because it is so true, and I think that go both ways. I think it go for men, and I think it go for women. I think women know niggas who they can play with and walk over and this, that, and the third, and they know a nigga who he could damn near give you a look and you get in line. It's just that simple. But with that being said, I want to bring in the next call. I know we got Dale. I know we got my girl Diva from the Bronx. Tiff, thanks for joining the convo.
Oh my God.
Dale, what up? Sorry for keeping you waiting, brother.
It's all good, man. I've been a little bit on the weather, and I had to come up from under the sheets to hear this bullshit. Listen, I just got one question. Why the hell can't women just pick different? If you all keep picking assholes, the problem. If I keep going to Walmart thinking I'm gonna pick up some Gucci shoes, if I'm gonna get some Gucci shoes, I need to go to Neiman. I need to go to Saks. I'm not gonna keep going to Walmart, and I'm gonna make Walmart have me some Gucci shoes. I'm gonna make them have me some Gucci shoes, and I'm getting sick. I'm trying to figure out at what point. It's like Miss Jenkins from In Living Color with her glasses on had nerve or mid-40s, late 40s to be disrespectful to my man's beard. My man's beard is great. She need to go talk to somebody about her glasses and get her attitude fixed. That's why she's alone. My man asked a good question. Who caused the divorce? And therein lies the problem is instead of answering questions, they keep diverting. It's just annoying to me is you got a problem. They call in for you guys to fix it. You give advice, and then they want to be insulting. And they wonder why the bitch is alone. Go look in the mirror. I have a question. Second part of my question is this. If you are having such a bad time dating,
hey Dale,
go. Yeah,
you spicy tonight.
I am. I'm a little under weather. Something, you know, the little nasal sprays kicking in.
Okay, but go ahead with the second part.
The second part is just real simple. Go to your friend zone. Go find the dude that you tried to finesse, or the guy that's got the little engineering job, the one that you want to say is a regular degular. You know, the one that doesn't have a prison record or got a small prison record. The one that's building himself, you know, the one that actually goes and take care of his mom, the one that built something up, you know, not the one that was out there while in the streets, got 17 other kids. You know, that guy that initially reached out to you to try to take you someplace when you were 40 pounds lighter and had no kids, call that motherfucker up. Maybe he still likes you. Maybe my man had a little thing for you. If you want to get over it, and you're mid-40s, I don't know what the hell you think you're not Beyonce at 22. It ain't going to happen. Because once your mouth starts going like hers was going, instantly. If I was sitting on a date with a woman like that, I would go find my waitress, give her my card, say, go ahead, take care of the bill right here, and I'm about to go out through the back door through the kitchen. And not even think about it.
Who are we talking about? Who are we talking about?
Miss Jenkins from Harlem.
Tiny, hold on, Dale. Tiny, I so enjoyed you. Please call back in.
Yeah,
Dale is talking that talk. I need Tiny back on this conversation.
I need her back on. I need her to answer some questions instead of avoiding the questions, because you can't fix something unless you face it. So let's face it.
Where Tiny at? Because you talking that talk, Dale.
Because she was talking shit about my man. I don't even know my man. My man's got a nice beard. Maybe hers used to be better. I don't know.
But see, you know, the deal is the reason why I didn't play into that, and like you just said, we're not gonna play that game. I asked you a question.
Exactly.
You can't answer a question with a question.
No.
Once you do that, I know it's gonna go off the rails. So therefore,
I'm in my 50s. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say what I want to say. I'm already looking down the downside of the mountain. I'm gonna get all my words out.
I know. I'm just trying to
get all 13,000.
I'm just trying to
Miss
respect.
Jenkins, get on the phone. Pick up Miss Jenkins. I know you didn't want to gossip, but you ain't heard it from me. Come on, Miss Jenkins, pick up.
All right,
but one thing you said, and I say this a lot, too many women think. I don't judge people. Do you ever see a Gucci's purse inside of Walmart? I don't think Walmart sells Gucci.
Nope.
Too many women think they're Gucci when they're Walmart and get mad when their value is Walmart trying to sell themselves as Gucci. Now, if you think about it, Walmart still has a lot of customers. People buy stuff out of Walmart all the time.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with it, but you're not Gucci. So it's like they say the dating pool is jacked up, the dating pool this and that, because you are trying to, you putting a value on yourself that nobody's gonna pay. You can't, and that's what's wrong with the game. Yo, listen.
Excuse me.
I'm trying to be nice. This is their show, so I wasn't gonna go into that shit.
Ain't gotta be nice. You ain't definitely
just be you. You be you, brother. That
Shawn
beard is
ain't bring
lavish.
you up here to be nice. He brought you up
The
here.
hell with what she said. That beard is lavish. The hell with what she said. That beard is lavish. Put some oil in that bitch. She probably mad because she cut hers off last week and can't grow it back fast enough. Fuck that shit. Don't be disrespectful to the man. Man, ask you a good question. And see, this is what they don't like. This is what they don't like. They don't like us giving them the same energy. That's why I didn't like Kevin Samuels. If you could be an asshole to me, I'm gonna be an asshole to you. If you're cool with me, I'll be cool with you. I was out with Richie. I ain't gonna say where we were at. Chick walked up. Oh, so you Richie? And he was like, hold on, love. Hold on 1 second. Do I know you? Why you come with all this energy? Back up a second. Reset. Hi, my name's Richie. What's your name? And then when he reset it, she was like, oh, okay. It was like, yeah, you don't know me, so why are you even coming in with all this heat? Get to know me before you even start correcting me on something you don't even know about. And it's just, I'm just so tired of hearing like the little chick with the little oyster thing. Look, the little GED chick knew exactly. She couldn't even spell oyster. That's probably the first time she get a chance to go get oysters in her whole lifetime. Remember the little video with the chick over here, the little spot in Atlanta, got 44 oyster trays. Then she got some potatoes. I was like, bitch, what, you didn't eat all day? You been fasting? Were you breaking Ramadan? Like, what are you doing?
We ain't gonna turn this show into the He-Man woman hater club.
I'm not woman
like this the boys club. Let's like Dale, you came in a little spicy, but let's bring it down because we don't hate women over here.
Oh, they destroy. Destroy. Oh, the comments is brutal right now.
Are you serious?
Destroy me.
Oh, absolutely.
Destroy me. That's good because you get it all out of you because you're still alone with your 3 or 4 kids by 3 or 4 different pookies, and you still go through the same process of trying to figure out life. Versus the women who are good, who are listening and say, you know what, I never thought about that before. Let me look at me. The reason why I came in spicy, I want them to get mad at me long enough to listen to this. If I am the if I'm the constant in every one of my problems in life, then it ain't everybody else, it's me. It's time for me to take a step back and say, Dale, everybody else around me talking, everybody else is fit, but I'm not. So I need to go to the gym. Everybody else is getting a job on, so I need to get my career going. That's on me. That has nothing to do with what Richie does. When I go out with Rich, that's his life. That's the life he's lived. He's made that bread. I'm not going to sit there and pocket watch with him. I'm going to say, man, how did you do that? Well, you get your channel like this, I'm not going to sit there and be jealous of him and be spiteful of him. I'm going to be smart enough to shut my mouth up and listen and see how he's doing it. And that's the problem with our women. And here's the messed up part. Go sit down with a group of women from Asia, women from Latin America, women from all around the world, even some women here in America and Europe, and listen how they talk about their men. They may not like some things their men do, but they don't say, I don't like my man. They say, I don't like what he does on average. Not saying all, but most of them will say, there's something redeeming about this man. Other star sisters, black men ain't shit. No, the black men you keep picking ain't shit. You are attracting a lot of different people. How about you just actually pick up the phone for the guy that actually does care about you instead of going for Pookie Ray Ray now? So if you keep picking Pookie Ray Ray, it's not the choice. It's, again, you're going to Walmart, talking about I want a Gucci pair of shoes. You're not going to get a pair of Gucci shoes at Walmart.
Okay, so here we go, Dave. Here we go. Back to Shawn's initial question. Yep. Is it cultural?
It is.
And hold tight because we coming up on the final half hour of our show. So we got to make this quick because we got a few people in the waiting room.
Yep, let them roast away. I love it. I think it is cultural because I don't see booty tour. I don't see. Okay, here's a good example. The number 1, 2, and 3 women selling the pop market. Taylor Swift, a couple others, right? Have you seen them humping the ground or talking about we coming in with short shorts and we licking ass in a video when they go overseas to another country? No. When we look at what plays on our radio station, now we can argue about who puts it out, who produces it, where the money goes to, but it doesn't mean I have to listen to it. I choose not to listen to it. I just don't. When I listen to certain people being played, great beat, the words come in, I'm like, not for me. At some point in time, we as a culture have to go back to where we were during the civil rights movement, even into the 70s, where we're about black power, understanding our history and our culture, trying to find a way to get along with everybody as opposed to telling everybody being ratchet in a 304 is the way that most of our women should be. And dating guys that are uncouth and got prison records longer than Donald Trump's lies and showing up on the news media, just like what became of it? And here's the messed up part. They asked this question, and I got the answer. Who's raising these men you picking? 80% of the time in the black community, it's a woman. So if you're mad about what kind of man has been put out there for you to date, go talk to your homegirls, your women at work, your mamas, your aunties, and say, why are you raising this type of man for me to date or for my daughter to date? Don't come to me as a man. I was raised by a woman too, but I had uncles and coaches came and said, no, that's not how you do this. So if you're not getting that at home and it's mama raising them, there's a cultural thing.
Dale, you spicy tonight. Dale was spicy tonight.
Yeah, Dale was. But again, I don't mind letting everybody talk, but the premise of the show was always giving a man's perspective, allowing women to get inside the mind of a man. So we ain't gonna become the He-Man Woman Hater Club like that. That's corny.
The YouTube and let this motherfucker go off the fucking meat rack.
But what's up, Diva?
Hey y'all.
What's up, Diva?
Hey Fred.
Talk to us, Diva. Cause we coming up. We got a lot of people in the waiting room, so I apologize. Coming up at the end of the show.
It's cool, but look, I got a few things to say. All right, the video you put up, that you let us listen to when the guy was like, "Oh, women that was stripped from their fathers at age, so they was like brought up to be like independent. They mom taught them like don't depend on no man and all of that, right?" I'm a daddy's girl. My father taught me to be independent. Don't depend on no man. Don't beg no nothing. If I'm fucked up, go to him. Like, period. I got kids. He don't give a fuck about nothing. Come to me. Don't go at. I'm very much independent. My mother taught me independence too. Don't get me wrong. And so did my grandmother. Rest in peace. But my father, like, I'm a daddy's girl. He definitely. So all of that, I disagree with strongly. And Fred, you was contradicting yourself. Like you said to the girl, like, "Oh, you attract what you are," and then you said, no, I'm sorry. What you said was, a man is gonna cheat regardless. Like, it's nothing you could do to stop a man from cheating. If he's gonna cheat, he's gonna cheat. That's what you started off saying, and then in the same breath, you said, "Oh, you got to look at yourself to see what you doing wrong." So how you gonna say that? Like you contradicted yourself right there. And then at the end of the day, how the fuck am I supposed to know you ain't shit when I first meet you? Like, for real, how the fuck am I supposed to know you ain't shit? It's good for the first 60 to 90 days, tops. And then I see you ain't shit ass motherfucker, whatever it may be. You can't be like, "Oh, you are what you attract." No, niggas lie. Niggas perpetrate the fraud. Okay? Like, niggas that be lying. Dead ass. If you can't see right through the shit, then you gonna sell out. I don't went bankrupt from copping out the dreams that niggas have sold me. A bit daunting. I'm bankrupt. Okay? I'm seeing right through it. You're not gonna know. Because at the end of the day, I still got my father. I'd be damned to be like this from a nigga. I'm not a gold digger, period. We all got the same 24 hours in a day. Whatever the fuck you could bring to the table, best believe I'm going to sit there and do the same thing. Probably more. But at the end of the day, you're not going, no. You can't say, "Oh, you are what you attract." Like, how am I supposed to know you ain't shit when you lying the whole time? And I ain't know. You brand new. Like, do you understand what I'm saying. I'm sorry I ain't have a question, y'all. But I was just in here the whole time, like, what the hell? And then Shorty came up here like, oh, it's communication. Communication is the key. No, it is not. I could talk to you till you blue in the face. If you don't comprehend what the fuck I'm saying, my nigga, I'm wasting my breath. So you can't sit there and say it's comprehension. Niggas can begin their C's fucked up. It's comprehension, not communication. Like, what the fuck? No, you gotta comprehend what the fuck I'm saying for us to continue to communicate. Like and it's Diva from the Bronx.
As she rolls her fucking weed.
Yo, and
drinks her Ripple. New platform, same motherfucking process. Go ahead, Fred.
Well, first of all, I appreciate being able to talk to a woman that look like you got a collarbone. It look like you actually in shape too.
Yeah,
you know.
Sure is.
Hey, so that hey, you know, you a wonderful sight. So I think communication is important. So what I mean is, like, when you first get to know somebody, you talk. You know what I'm saying? And I think talking face to face, you can kind of figure out who somebody is. And plus, y'all women, y'all say all the time that y'all got female intuition. Us men, we ain't got that. So how is it that women can have female intuition? Y'all so smart, but at the end of the day, you still end up picking the cheaters and the bad guys and the liars. That part always seemed contradictory to me as well. But what I'm saying is, if you have conversations, you kind of watch how that man moves, what he says. Like, if I'm dating a woman and we talking on the phone all the time, and all she talking about is all the dudes that she dated wasn't ish, you know, they deadbeat dads, you know, then in my mind, you like this certain type of dude. If I always ask a chick, like, have you ever had a good relationship with a good dude? Have all the dudes you dated been bad? And if so, honestly, I don't talk to her no more, because you're gonna get bored with me. But all I'm saying is, you really do attract who you are. And sometimes you have to slow down, have conversations, go out on dates where you're not shoving food down your mouth. You like to smoke, I don't smoke. But go on just a date where y'all just smoke and talk in the park and listen. Pay attention. You know the signs. Most women know the signs of a dude that might be outside like that. But a lot of times we look over those red flags. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I've dated women that, like, you my type visually, but it's certain things I don't like. But a lot of times we'll look over red flags because this person look nice, and be like, well, you know what? He giving me cheater vibes, but maybe I could do something to make him not cheat on me. Maybe I'm gonna be this person to where he gonna look at me different. A lot of times people are who they are. And for men, if I'm just gonna be honest,
dumb bitch.
We
That's a dumb bitch for you. And a nigga love them. A nigga would love a dumb bitch. Why? Because they gonna fall for whatever. They still gonna come back. Oh, I cheated on you. Oh, it's okay, babe. Dumb bitch. Oh, I did the dumb bitch. I love a dumb bitch. Like, that's their favorite bitch. Am I right, Rich? Am I right, Shawn? Like,
yo, I just love Diva. Like, I don't know about y'all, but this woman put a smile on my face every week.
Like, for real. Like, Krishan and Blueface. Like, I love Krishan. I love the fact that she's elevating and shit. But Blueface love him a dumb bitch. Like, word. That's a prime example.
But they are a match. They are the same people. So it works for them. They both are equally crazy.
Insane. Y'all seen that Martin stand up? Crazy, deranged.
So neither one of them is a victim. Neither one of them is a victim. You know, you can't just say one side. With people like that, crazy attracts crazy. You don't see Denzel Washington having these problems with his wife. You don't see Morris Chestnut having these problems with their wife. They attract.
Can't say that because they didn't put that out there. Like Snoop Dogg been with his wife for years. Okay, who Ice-T been with his wife for years.
Yeah.
I think Ice Cube too been with that.
Yeah.
Like you don't see it, but you see Dr. Dre and his wife going through all of that shit and all. Like, come on, you're like that's a prime example right there. So you can't compare. Like every situation is different. Everybody's not gonna like it, you either gonna ride or you not.
But you could tell by the demeanor of the man. Denzel Washington carry himself a certain type of way. Even if his whole life is a sham, in public he carry himself a certain type of way. Morris Chestnut to all these other guys that's been in the industry and married for a long time, they don't carry themselves like a blue face. They don't.
They probably used to though. They was young and dumb.
Okay.
Okay. So here's the deal. Just in the interest of time, Diva, I gotta X you out of here. I gotta bring the next caller in. I'm sorry, girl, but thanks for calling as always.
Welcome. I'll see y'all next week.
Later, girl.
Hey guys.
Who we got?
Hey, how you doing? So I'm Siobhan from Atlanta. This is my question. When are we going to start changing the narrative on male against female? When are we going to start having these healthy conversations where we're not, oh, these niggas need to stop doing this. They need to do this. And oh, these females, they need to stop doing this. Like a dude said, oh, it's Gucci and Walmart. Okay, like she may be Walmart to you, but to somebody else, she may be Gucci.
So what you want to say?
Y'all can hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you. What's the question though?
When are we going to approach it from a different perspective?
What? The dating world? The datings?
No.
Yeah, dating. I mean, just the way we speak about one another. You know, like I said, for example, Gucci. She may not be Gucci to you, but to somebody else, it may be Gucci.
So his point was, so understanding what you're saying right now, his point was she might not be Gucci to him. She needs to acknowledge who she's Gucci for. And if she's not Gucci for that man, she don't need to try to act like she's Gucci to that man. She needs to, see, this is where the delusion comes in. This is what Fred and I think Dale was saying the same thing. The delusion, we've been saying this all night. The delusion comes in when women are walking up acting like she's Gucci, but she's really Walmart. Understand who you are. Understand that you're punching up or you're punching down. Understand where you are in your life. Be self-aware about who you are.
Rich, did you hear what she just said though?
What?
Because she's very specific in what she said, and I think it's a great point. For somebody, she ain't punching up. She is Gucci. She like for somebody, that's the trophy. One man's trash is another man's treasure. That's the point she's trying to make.
And my point is, be self-aware. A girl should be, a dude and a woman, and a male should be self-aware. So you don't have those problems. So you know what playground you're playing in. If you are a Walmart shopper, then you should be shopping amongst other Walmart shoppers. But don't go into Neiman Marcus and be mad when they turn you around because you're a Walmart shopper. Be self-aware. That's all I'm saying. And I understand exactly what you're saying, Siobhan. I get it. I understand what you're saying. One man's trash, another man's treasure. Somebody's going to love me. I should. Okay. So that's where the delusion comes in. The delusion comes in from people not being self-aware about who they are. The girl who's walking through the club acting like she is her when the whole club is looking at her like you ain't her. And then she want to tell you what all the other niggas in Atlanta doing for her. Then she want to tell you how hot she is. Then she want to go and tell you all of that because now she's feeling away. That's not me. That's your insecurity when you scream and talk about what the other niggas is doing or what this nigga did. That's not, I never asked. No, niggas don't ask that. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I get your point when you say
you asking where the conversation come, and the conversation comes when people don't get insecure, when people don't get defensive, when people can actually have the conversation is when we can have the conversation. But as long as I can say something to you and it sends you off, like Tiny from Harlem, and I love Tiny, but Tiny went in on Fred because Fred asked the question and Tiny got defensive. And it turned the whole conversation left because now it became combative. And that is the perfect example of why we can't talk because Fred couldn't be honest. And I love Tiny. Let me preface this by saying she from Harlem YMCA, the whole shebang. But Tiny got defensive. And if she was on it right now, I'd tell her the same thing. Fred asked the question, you got defensive. And the whole conversation went left from there. That's why we can't have conversations.
Okay, let me say this, Reg.
Go ahead.
I understand your point and I respect what you're saying 100%. When dude said, I give the same energy, you only give what's inside of you. For example, like if you guys decide to curse me out, but if cursing is not a part of my character, there's nothing you can say that's going to make a curse word come from my lips. So even if she's left, if you're returning the same energy, that's the energy that's within you. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
So for example, when she said, oh, your beard is whack, da 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 da. So he came back and he was like, oh, when you give them the same energy, oh, this, word. When you use that language, that's just who you are. Like that's just a part of your language. Like who she is has nothing to do with how you respond. You understand what I'm saying? Like if you're cool, calm, collected, you're just cool, calm, collected you're unbothered across the board. So when somebody else comes with negative energy and you give it back, it's not their fault that you gave it back. It's just within you, you need to do some self-work. And just before I just go too long, I'm gonna get off of here, but I just think that
well, I got a question for you.
Okay.
So your name's Siobhan?
Mm-hmm.
So Siobhan, are you Gucci or Walmart?
I don't want to. I'm gonna be humble. I'm not gonna go there. If I had a guy I was dating, I'll let him answer that because I don't think it's about putting those labels on yourself like Gucci, Walmart. It's listen. Let me say this. When I want to describe myself, especially on any platform, I want to say that I'm the type of person that when people say I'm around, they say, "Oh, I love having her around. She's been so helpful in this way," or "She's a great friend," or "I've been friends with her for 12 years. I could call her now," or "She's a great person." I don't think it's really about being Gucci or Walmart. You know what I mean? Because sometimes Walmart has some great things that Gucci don't offer.
Yeah, no doubt.
I don't want to say I'm Gucci, because at Walmart I can go shop and I can still have my savings. At Gucci, I may go shop and I'm bankrupt.
Well, I would like to say I felt like you was feeling Gucci. I mean, I'm reading your body language. I'm reading the way you smile. You doing that with your hair. I feel like you feeling Gucci right now.
I think that's just personality.
Okay, yeah. Well, your personality is just kind of telling me that you're feeling Gucci right now. So I had no choice but to ask you, is you feeling Gucci? That's all. So if you would have said Gucci, I'd have said, okay, because that's, to me, and people texting me, that's what's coming through the screen. Oh, she thinks she Gucci. And that smile is beautiful. That red lipstick is really accentuating that smile. So that's why I asked.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem.
But I just think that we can kind of get on this. I think we can kind of get on the same page. Like, for example, this might throw you guys off with the whole Jada situation. It's all the way up and down my timeline, guys having an insight or comment about this. But I haven't heard her husband speak once. So because he hasn't spoken on it, why should I? He's not saying like, oh, I have an issue with how she is, or I have an issue with what she's saying. He's her husband. He's the head of her household, whether we believe it or not.
No, he's not.
Another thing too that you led with, I had to think back. You said when are these conversations are going to be over with? On
I didn't
Christmas
say
Eve,
over with, like, you know, just
or
change a
when
little
when
bit,
they're
you
going
know.
to change? Okay,
Yeah.
so on Christmas Eve, the color purple comes back out again. The color purple, the same movie that came out 30, 40 years ago, demeaning black men, making black men look like the worst thing on earth. So when these conversations are going to stop? They just started. The color purple came out 30, 40 years ago. Why is it coming back out Christmas Eve? That's why these conversations, I'm glad men are now speaking out and exposing what we go through as men, because y'all had a 40-year head start. Now all of a sudden that men are talking, men are saying, hey, what we dealing with. Now it's like, hey, okay, so how do we fix it? What do we, no. Now we got 30, 40 years of stuff to get our bodies out. And these conversations are going to keep going on for a while until something fixes itself or either people just stop caring. But I think it's messed up that that movie is coming out Christmas Eve, and I bet you it's going to be selling out. And people, you can't tell me that we're ready to get past these conversations and we ain't boycotting, and women ain't boycotting The Color Purple, knowing that that's one of the worst, most horrible movies that ever came out about black men. It's a lane for it.
Well, you know, I do understand where you're coming from when you say black men are kind of getting the end of the stick sometimes with the way as women we choose to use our mouths. But I do know that, you know, there are some great black men.
What happened?
Okay. Siobhan, I think that's how she said her name, right?
Yep.
Okay.
She had a nice smile.
We gonna extend this only because she's a friend of the show. We're gonna let Antoinette in. Antoinette, you gonna be all that. We got a room full of people tonight waiting to get in, and I'm glad everybody has found us on our new platform. But we're just not gonna be able to get to everybody. So Antoinette, come on in. You're gonna be our last caller for tonight, and that's only because you're such a huge supporter.
Hi, all. I'm not gonna call you all out. I miss you. I'm glad you let me in. I do have a couple of things. Number one, the young lady that you all think was older, I don't. I think that that girl was in her 20s, maybe middle, maybe late, just looked older. She may have been a sugar baby at one point because of the way her reaction was. So I wanted to just comment on that. The other thing, for a first date, I believe for a first date, coffee or a drink is the simplest, fastest, and you will know whether there is going to be a next one. So that's just my thing on that. As far as Will and Jada, my question is, was Jada ever really in love with Will, or do you or any of you believe that she was his second choice to Tupac?
Well, I think that's obvious.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
that's the answer.
you let her say things.
Black Rich.
She said that her and Tupac was never good. They was never gonna be hit it off. Like it's a whole contradiction. I can't even get into it. She said that her and Tupac would never have worked out. She said that that was her ace, but in other things she says it's her soulmate. So it's a whole contradiction. I don't know what Jada's thinking. Nobody
Yeah,
knows.
I'm very confused about that whole thing because, like, when Will Smith did get up and slapped Chris Rock, why? Why? You laughed at it first until you looked toward Jada, and Jada gave that kind of like nasty look. Then he got up and slapped him. But if you're all not together, why you did that? Why did he do that? But that is my question. I don't think that Jada ever loved Will Smith as a husband. Yes, they have children. Maybe as a father she loves him, but to be in love with him, I honestly, I don't know. Shawn, what do you think about that? Do you think
I
that
could care less, Antoinette.
you don't?
I could care less.
I know. It's just a very sad situation to me because the kids are involved and the kids made a comment on somewhere about they wish that their parents had kept their private life private. And that makes me very sad for the kids. The other thing, Shawn, one more, Shawn, I want a power shirt. I love them. I need one. But
I gotta make some more.
okay. And then the other thing about the video that you showed earlier is for me, if I was going on a first date, I would not want to be picked up. I would prefer to meet the person at Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, a place where we're gonna have a drink. That's my own thing. I don't want to be picked up on a first date. Look what happened. You know, so, and I think that somebody had passed the comment that he was a white boy. I'm not sure that he was white, Spanish. I'm not sure. He did the right thing. He brought the girl home and got her back to wherever. I don't think that he should have left her in the Cheesecake Factory like you all said.
Hello?
I think Shawn be banging on niggas secretly.
Yeah, I mean, I would never do that to Antoinette. Antoinette. Anyway, I guess we're into here, fellas. You know, Antoinette, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was a hurry.
Maybe it was
But for everybody who's still with us, you know, this tonight has been an interesting show, very different. Obviously, we have Fred in here. Dale jumped in. But it's good because it's different men's perspective, and that's a good thing. So you know, I'll say first and foremost, Fred, thanks for jumping in. I enjoyed you chilling with us. I enjoy you jumping in week over week. Rich, I don't know what you laughing at, but yeah, I definitely enjoyed you sharing your time with us. And for everybody who followed us over here to this platform, just know this is where we are, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday nights. We are the Boys Club. I'll pass it to you, Fred, and then you can give it to Rich, and he'll close it out.
Hey, I appreciate y'all letting me on. You know, I enjoy what y'all doing. I'm glad I found y'all over on Instagram. I think y'all doing something that needs to be done. You know, and I think what makes it valid, when I first got on, when I very first talked to y'all got a player. Rich is known as the leader of the Creep Squad. And Shawn, you come off as the happily married man. So now you have a balance. So I think when we have these conversations, women can really take the game from I don't know if Rich is still a creep, I don't know. But from an ex-creep and a married man. So I feel like when women listen to these conversations, don't get offended. These men are actually giving you real game. And listen to learn, not to be offended. If you're talking to a man that's a self-proclaimed creep at one point in time, then pick his brain. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the family man. Listen to how he speaks, and that way you could get both sides. Me personally, I was married for 17 years. I've been divorced for about 8 years now. You know, I'm a late bloomer. I've been through the being used phase. I'm now with a phase now I attract what I want, but I did the work. I think you asked last week. I keep it real. I've seen it all with dating, but I love women. I want to get married again. I am not hurt. I want to get married again, but a man of my status and where I am, I would be a fool to let anybody come into my situation and wreck my situation. So therefore, as the owner and president of my life, I have to be kind of hard on who I allow into my life and into my space. So that's why sometimes I come off the way I come off. But just, you know, I'm not hurt. I love women, and I just want our women and our Black family and our Black community to come back again at some point. But unfortunately, this is the dirty work that's going to have to be done to fix, unfortunately, what's going on now. And with that, I'll land. And I appreciate y'all for allowing me on y'all show.
Absolutely.
God damn, Fred, I thought you was going to go until tomorrow afternoon.
I'm sorry.
But yo, nah, for real. Thanks everybody for coming out, man. Another Wednesday night in the books. We appreciate you, Fred, for stopping by, hanging out with us for the duration. It was definitely a good conversation. Shout out to my brother Dale. Shout out to my Harlemite, Tiny. Shout out to Diva from the Bronx, Antoinette, the whole crew. Esby, where you been, man?
Yo, Esby really showing her behind since we moved over here.
Yo, Esby's funny style. She in the comments though.
She is?
Mm-hmm. I seen people talking to Esby in the comments.
Yeah, Esby really showing her behind.
It's all good. But yo, thank you all again, man. Next Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, same bad time, same bad channel.
Please help spread the word. We are on YouTube. We are no longer on Instagram. We're on YouTube.
Shawn.
Peace and love, y'all. All right. I'm locking out, y'all. One.